Alrighty, welcome back to Shock and Schlock. I'm your host, Trisha Gillis, and now is day 14 on day 16 of the 31 Days of Horror Reviews. Um, and now for the actual main review after Freddy vs. Jason, which is my free space. I gotta catch up somehow. And that is 2010's Kidnapped by director Miguel Angel Vivas. Or Vivas, I'm sorry. Which is, takes place in Spain with this, I wouldn't say yuppie, but upper scale family who's moved into a new house. Um, and the house gets broken into by a group of men who rob them. It's a home invasion movie. One of the men takes the father of the family on this car ride, and he wants him to max out all of his credit cards and get as much cash as he can off of all the cards that he has. Um, while the family tries to fight back. It's a pretty straightforward movie. Um, Not a whole lot going on plot wise that's different. But what sets this apart is this film is, from the first moment to the last moment, intense. The entire movie is almost nonstop. We get a little bit of the family moving in to establish characters, but the beginning of this film is intense, and we get maybe like 10 to 15 minute period where we get characters established, but then the rest of the movie is just wild. Um, this is a movie that is going to stress you out the entire time in a good way. I really enjoyed this film. It's a film I've been meaning to check out for a long time. First heard it being talked about by Jeroen from Horrible Reviews on one of his Disturbing Movies videos, so that was quite a while ago. Um, been waiting to watch it since, and I'm glad I did because man, the acting in this from the entire cast is really good. Not just from the family, but from the people invading. Um, I think the everybody is very focused. I think they play their parts well. The robbers are very intimidating, and despite wearing masks for the majority of the time, we get to know each of the three individuals um, who like have different personalities. Like we can tell them apart despite having masks on. They look similar. We can tell who they are just based on like their personality, dialogue, and we know what's happening even based on like physical performance. It's really good. The characters in this are really fleshed out. The family's super fleshed out. We feel for them. They're likable people. Um, and the assailants in this, like as the movie goes on, they become getting more and more desperate. So the stakes keep getting higher as this goes on, and it's really harrowing to watch. This film is super grim a lot of the time as well. Cat is here. Um, and it really just makes for a really tense experience because, like, we know the film is not going to go in a good place, really, for the family um, or the assailants there. They're both kind of being pushed to their limits. Like nothing will be the same after this, and when there's nothing left to lose, things start getting more heated. Um, the thing that I feel is not really talked about this film, from what I've seen, is everybody always says like the family gets revenge on the assailants. I don't want to spoil anything, but the revenge is extremely minor compared to what is done to them. It makes it for a much more realistic experience. This is more reminiscent of something like Funny Games than a rape and revenge type of film. It's very grim, very dark, very well made. The music in this is stellar. The cinematography is great. I have a couple of complaints. The first is I don't really like the color grading in this, which is a weird complaint to have, but it's a little too muted in my eyes, like with the way that this is. Yeah, and with the lighting and everything, it makes it a little bit too dull, in my opinion. That's not going to be something that bothers a lot of people. It it didn't bother me that much, but it's something that I did notice, so it's worth mentioning. Um, I also thought the plot was a little simplistic. They didn't really do a ton new as far as home invasion movies go. Um, while it's intense and very well made, it's a great example, but it's very cut and paste plot wise, I would say. What brings it up, though, is the ending of this. I'm not going to spoil, but it is very in your face. It is very ballsy, and it'll stick with you. It's pretty grim. I don't think most people will expect the ending this either, so I don't want to go into that too much. So, yeah, really good movie though. It's streaming on Shudder. Highly recommend it. It's just over 80 minutes as well, so it's a quick ride. If you're looking for something a little bit more grim this Halloween season, give this a go. I think this is a super underrated home invasion gem, really. But yeah, check it out. It's really good. So anyway, that's it for today. Zero thoughts, zero editing, zero brain cells, and zero planning. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Keep your notifications on. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching.